are crazy.
Well, it looks like you're in your old office.
Oh, I am in my old office. Hang on.
Oh.
Let's just fix that then, shall we? Because I'm going to be in North.
Mm.
North with the
Yeah.
northern accent. There we are. We've
Right.
got North. And then we've got Propeller.
Yeah.
Alright. There's Propeller. And then there's... Oh, do I have a Brig Barq? I do have a Brig Barq. Booyakasha. Now I just need to remember to do something about that. I don't know why, but I also thought that percentages were slightly lower than these on an average double IPA, but I don't know. I don't know why I thought that, because that feels A, very wrong, and B, slightly ignorant.
Yeah, at this stage, I thought you'd have picked up on the fact that they're all
Pretty
sort of
high.
getting up there.
Very kind
Yeah.
of
What's the criteria for a triple? Look it up, please, because I can't do it because my phone will just explode.
nine and more?
Right. Well, this niner by Double North Brewing kind of gives the game away a little bit there when it says it's a
Yes.
niner. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. None of these are weak.
No.
No. But
See.
even some of the stronger single IPAs are 7%.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Anyway.
a Propeller. Oh, the just the Propeller Double IPA is 8.2. Garrison
Yeah.
Juicy is 8.0. Fathom from Nine Locks is 8. So 8 seems.
Seems
I
to
was
be
really thinking it was going to be 6 to 7. Oh, Deadeye's
Well, you've
awful high,
learned
isn't it?
nothing in 5 years, Ross. You've learned nothing, have you?
We've had 2 weeks off, and I'm feigning ignorance on our 2-week vacation. That is all. That is all I've got.
However, I am thoroughly excited about this. Could be one of the greatest nights of my life. I feel that this new love for IPAs and double IPAs. Oh my God! And
I got a feeling.
if the internet is anything to go by, I do read the internet occasionally, and these three are glowing. People are waxing lyrical about these 3 double IPAs. So I'm kind of excited about this.
Well,
Okay?
without further to do, you have the beers.
I do.
Okay.
I grab them. Yeah.
Do you have
They're
something
here.
to put them in?
I do. I've got 3 glasses. I've actually got a water as well. I forgot my peanuts. I was in a bit of a hurry,
just
so I
about
haven't
to
got
ask
anything
if
to
you
eat.
had your nibble. Do you want to pause for nibbles?
No, we'll crack on without. We'll crack on. We'll try and do it without nibbles. I've always got some grass that's surrounding, or maybe bits of iris and things that are growing up the side of the deck here.
I know that you're really trying to. It's a nice spring day, and we need to get outside, but it's gone all overcast, and the foliage isn't in behind it. So you honestly, and you've got the hat, and you look all bundled up. So you honestly look like you're outside in the drizzle on a cold October afternoon. This is I've called you from another time, I feel.
It did say on my phone that it was currently 21 degrees, but sitting on the deck right now, it doesn't feel like it.
I've got 18 degrees where I'm at currently.
18.
But I'm
Right.
down here in a nice, crisp, cool basement, but I don't have the wind. Why isn't the wind dying? Anyway, talk about the weather forever. Let's actually do the thing where we talk about the actual beer.
Okay.
Official entry, because it's 8:06 and we've just been waxing poetic, but we'll do that regardless. Wait. Deep breath for editing. I am Ross. Joining me is my co-host Ian, and together, having been off for 2 weeks but still capable of doing so, we are attempting to drink Nova Scotia Dry. It has been a small vacation, and as per usual, it's often because of a theatrical show. I was in a show, so it was a big rehearsal tech week, one week, and then the following week you were back on nights, and I was tired. I could not be. I could be slightly arsed because my wife and I, we had just gone on a drive. We went down to Digby, And on the way back, we stopped in at Annapolis Brewing Company. We found they had some nice new lovelies, and I've got them in the cold room for you. So we'll have those again in the soon time. But they had a new sour, so I said, "Well, let's get a sour, and the wife and I can have that." And we only had the one sour last week. We didn't have a second sour, and there weren't any new ones at the LC, and I couldn't really be bothered to go around and search for one. And so I just thought, should we let's just do this another time. It's just
Yeah.
And I had a few different lofty plans for last week with you not being there, and they all kind of just fell through. And eventually, I just said, I'm just
The hell with it.
I'm just gonna sit on the couch and relax. I think we're fine. So, allowing myself to take a bit of time off. We have been pretty proud of the fact that we've done every week. Sort of, I think we're up to maybe 6 weeks off in 5 years.
Yeah,
not bad.
Well, that's you. That's you. Of course, I've taken every opportunity to not be here, i.e., going on night shifts and vacations and things. But
this torturous, torturous task for you that is drinking beer and telling me what you think of it.
I know.
Speaking of thus, we had a look as to what we had comparison in the closet, and then we had I won't say a disagreement or a communication error, but we had a number of double IPAs, and you've even got one that you picked up that you haven't brought around yet. So I said, well, hey, I've got these 3, because I've been trying to get this one for a while now. And in fact, we had a little slip up where I sent this one to you, and then we both thought that we'd already done it, and I think we both drank our can. So I had to get you a new can of the Brig Barq one because we accidentally had it. Because Brig Barq famously, when we had Steve Crane on here maybe a couple years ago, we had the IPA, the Big IPA, and the Session IPA,
right,
all of which were quite tasty. But then he comes out with a Double IPA. I'm like, dude, there's 4 different ranges.
This one's also got the same similar can. It's still got the green thing going on. They're just shades of green.
So this is the 4th shade of green. If they come out with like a hazy IPA, a juicy IPA, or a triple IPA, he's going to run out of shades of green. I'm not that that's the biggest issue that you could possibly have. Because I'm holding it up, I figure we'll try that one first because it is tied with the lowest percentage of the ones that we picked out for tonight. There's the Propellers, got another double IPA, and sadly, I think I got the Propeller Hyperdrive one because it was in the clearance section of the NSLC. So I think it's on its way out, or there's like one left, maybe.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you got it when you did then, because I've just, like I said, I've been reading amazing things about this, and it's Propeller, and they know a thing or two about brewing beer. Yes. So this one of the 3, I'm excited by them all. That one has got it's got me salivating the most. So just at the thought of it. But hey, I could be proved wrong. Then we don't know. Okay. We don't know. This is the beauty of this.
It is telling me that there's hundreds of them in the stores in the Hyperdrive. It's telling me that the Niner that we've got from North Brewing, that it's got plenty in the plenty at the locations as well. Perhaps not as many. The Brig Barq IPA, the Double IPA, I think it was one of the last 2 that were in here. So I'm in here at the Brig Barq location because the Big IPA and the Session IPA I think are both available in the LC. Maybe just our local one, but let's see if the Brig Barq Big IPA. Yes, it's available at New Minas. Available at other stores: Downsview Plaza, Larry Utech. Wait, Larry Utique? No, that didn't seem right. And yep. So a lot of them down in the city. So the Big IPA is available, the Brig Barq. They're mostly available. It's just I think the Brig Barq Double IPA, this one might not be around anymore. But we did have it a little while ago. Regardless, on the can of said Double IPA, and here's where we got to with double IPAs. Where the IPAs, they were kind of stinky, they were a bit strong, and then we tried a double IPA, and we thought, for the most part, the stinkiness seemed to go up a little bit of a notch, and the strength went way up. So some of these do worry me slightly, because the description of the Brig Barq Double IPA says a double IPA bursting with sultana hops, bringing bold pineapple, citrus, and pine flavors. There's that.
Yeah.
There's that threat of pine that I don't appreciate. A smooth malt backbone balances the resinous bitterness for crisp and juicy finish. So that's what I'm usually looking for. Where once they get to IPA, a double IPA seems to mellow it out, and then the triple IPA turns it into the smoothest, tastiest thing ever. It's just the whole problem is it just basically tastes like strong liqueur at that point. However,
Pineapple and pine, like even though they've both got pine in the name, they are almost like chalk and cheese, aren't they? Because when we're talking about pineapple ones, we are thinking immediately of big tropical East Coast ones, and when you talk about the piney ones, yeah, then we're really thinking it's the West Coast. So this one, well, I mean the other stuff as well, smooth malt backbone, blah 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 blah. This might be incredible. Now you said we've had it before. Did we have it while we were at Brig Barq?
I think I've tried this on my own, where I go and I like pick up some cans, and then I had one for you and I got it to you, and then you thought we'd done it, so you drank it yourself, and then I drank mine. So I've had this before. I have definitely had this before.
I see, and I have as well. Then, by the sounds of things, because you said I drank it thinking we'd both done it on the pod, and we hadn't. So I've had it, and but was that fairly recently, like a couple of months ago? That happened.
Yeah, well,
then I can't. I mean, I can't remember what I had for breakfast this morning. So
the flavor of maybe.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, it's still going to be new to me because, like I say, I'm not very good at remembering. It looks wonderful, Ross. Hello. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
Mine's a little yellower, paler, but I haven't gotten down to the bottom of the can just yet to pour the whole thing into my beautiful, ginormous Brig Barq tall, thin pint glass. I don't know what you call that, a pilsner or whatnot. Impressive. But what I was thinking, that having had this before, I know we've had it before just because memory serves that I lifted the can, but insofar as the flavor, I thought, no, I don't quite remember what it was like. And then I think, is there specifically a double IPA that I have an excellent memory for in my brain? And
there's several triples that I've had
I could feel it in my mouth. I could feel it still there. There's several IPAs. There's a couple of stouts. There's some imperials, but it's
interesting.
The memorable double IPA, I don't know that I've come across one, or is it just the fact that we finally started kind of discovering them a bit late, and we've had so many beers that they really are just starting to blur together.
There is that. Yeah, there's blurring. Yeah, I know. The triples, the Leviathan is amazing. Space Words is incredible. Oh, we had C Words, which was a double from Two Crows, only sort of 3 or 4 weeks ago. Yeah, I know. Can you say it was really good though? I know it was good.
I think so.
No, it really was.
Why was it really good?
Because it was Two Crows. Yeah, that's probably why. They were all good.
Goodness. How they changed their tune. Oh, there we go. Okay, I've got a little bit of the haziness. I should have tilted these ones upside down like Danny Tanner suggests.
I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, I'd forgotten about that. Oh, well, look, man, this is you've been hanging on. I've smelt it. What are you getting nose-wise? It's quite floral smelling to me, weirdly.
Mm-hmm. I mean, here's the other disappointing thing is that I've not really been having much beer in the last couple of weeks. Been going up and driving around, been taking everybody everywhere, and it's been a pretty busy couple of weeks for the family, for me, the show I was doing, and then and then Joe's in rugby, so she's all over the place, and I'm trying to get her everywhere. So I haven't had much. Oh, look at that. Like the haziness is slowly making its way down to the bottom. It's clouding its way to the bottom of my glass. I'm very excited about this. So this just tastes like a delicious beer I can't wait to drink.
I can't wait to either.
Smells lovely. Okay, well, have into it. We've got stuff to do tonight.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, it's half gone.
The- You know how we have
That
the
tastes,
boozy ones at like 7%? This
yeah.
is 8%, and it's smooth like a lager. That's so dangerously easy to drink.
I got a feeling they're all going to be like that, and
Oh
they're all
no.
over 8%. I
Hmm.
know. Yeah, I've had a hot day. I was taking down a deck near Annapolis Royal, and I've got half of it in the van I brought back with me. I've got to go back down and get the other half next week, and that was a hard work because it was warm today. It was warm and a little bit humid. Um, but I've been so looking forward to this evening when I knew we were doing these double
It
IPAs,
was hazy
and
and
I
damp
thought,
today. You are right. Who's
yeah, and I was thinking, oh, I might just be slurry really quickly. So I just threw a kebab in my face to try and mop up the ensuing alcohol. 20. I'm
wait.
adding. I'm adding an 8% and an 8% and a 9% together. There's 25% of beer here in these three cans. That's the way I'm doing the math on this. Ross, tiny, a tiny little bit. Um, I'm not getting too much pineapple. I must admit, it's there. You know, when we talk about the East meets West and it kind of meets right
Yep.
in the middle in the prairies, this is a prairie IPA for
I
me,
I
and
can agree to
I'm
that.
on, I'm on board with that. It's not a big hazy tropical affair like we do love. Let's be honest, on a hot day.
Hmm.
Oh my God, they're so good. I'm really involved now with the hoppy sides of IPAs, and this is not going crazy with the hops, but there's enough there and enough hang and zest and slight bitterness to have me purring.
I'm glad you said zest because for the first time, I feel like the citrus flavor is exactly glued to the bitterness. And I don't know how else to describe it. Where the first mouthful is, oh, this is a juicy IPA. You're going to get that flavor. But then when you get
Mm,
usually the bitterness comes at the back end, and it goes out
yeah,
really smoothly and really delightfully. The bitterness still throws me that little tiny bit of, oh, but it's a citrusy bitter just at the
yeah.
tail end, just as it's going out. And I'm not sure I've had one quite like that before. Usually it's kind of a, here's the citrus. And then now you get a little sour bitter, and then it smooths out and it's still delicious. But this is,
But I'm left with the pine. I am left with the pine.
are you, okay.
Are you not? I am.
Ooh.
I'm the pine to me is more upfront than the pineapple for sure.
I definitely wish I was getting some kind of pineapple in there, but the
Yeah.
rest of it, the rest of it
Oh, I
is
love it.
rather accurate. Yeah, the
Yeah.
citrusy, bursting with sultana hops, fine, smooth malt backbone, ah oui,
Mm,
balances a resinous bitter, crisp and juicy it's the juicy finish
really.
that I'm absolutely falling for. That is, mm,
I've got a pininess to it. And I like the fact that like they're saying this does have a good malt backbone to it, which is probably why it's smoother for us. It's easier to drink than some of the big hoppy affairs.
mm.
The malt is balancing this really nicely, and I came out here thinking, yeah, I haven't noticed any bugs yet. I
Oh
was
no.
wrong. They are here. They're black fly, and I'm not getting a mosquito. I'm getting those little blacky flies,
Oh dear.
and they're making themselves known. Um, I like. It was obvious. It was a no-brainer. It's a slam dunk. I'm going to enjoy this beer. I'm going to enjoy them all. I know I am.
Mm.
Uh, I'm really enjoying this.
I'm trying to think of what I would say about this one in some sort of rating, because again, it's been a while, so I think I'm kind of thirsty for a beer, and I'm really,
Hmm.
really
Me
excited
too.
to get into this. The bitter is starting to actually, it's kind of burning the sides of my teeth right now. But
Mm.
I know what you mean. It's not leaving me with a pine. Okay, I don't know how to describe this. How this makes sense. The final taste of beer going down doesn't taste piney. The leftover dry mouth is pine.
I like that. I like what you're saying. I feel that too. You do feel something on the teeth and on the back of your throat. It's dry.
Mm.
It's a dryness. Yeah, I like it. I'm all over this. I'm all over IPAs now. I really, really like this one.
It's
No surprise.
I just love the fact that they've calmed down enough to be. This is really interesting, really complex. I mean, you could go through. We could dissect beginning, middle, and finish with and have subsections because there's actually a lot going on. There's that that fullness of the beginning and the juiciness, and then the middle is doing with the mix of the malt, and it's sort of that yin yang of malt and the hoppiness in the middle, and then that really interesting back back finish there, but. It's really complex, and I'm enjoying trying to take it apart a little bit. I wish I was better at this.
Do you know what? Rebecca just moseyed on through. I did say, please help me drink some of these double IPAs this evening, just a little bit. And she was like, yeah, I might come on out and try a little bit. So this one, I will say, this might not. Oh, look at that cardinal up there. Oh, so beautiful. Red, cardinals. This might not hit all your, might not all be green buttons for you because it's a little pinier. It's a Brig Barq double. What am I seeing from your face? Was there a little when you tried? No. What do you think?
It's a bit bitter.
It's a bit bitter. I said that. It's a little bitter,
is.
but I like that. I like that. It's not as hazy and tropical as some of them are. No, so it's a little more westy.
Oh, the black flies are out.
I know the black flies are out. So you're picking up on everything that I've already picked. Yeah, but I do like it. It's not going to be your favourite. No. Well, the next one might. I know.
I think it would be good for if someone comes in and says, "Oh, you have a double IPA on. I'm a big double IPA fan. I'll try your double IPA." Clunk. That falls down, and they toss that back. I feel like they'd say, "That's a damn fine double IPA you've got there."
It's not bad at all. Huh?
I feel like that's definitely good. That's damn fine. Upper percentages. That's 8.5 and on, between 8.5 and 9. Somewhere.
That's what you're marking it as an 859.
Yeah.
Ross, is that for double IPAs or for your arbitrary?
Nope.
Oh yeah. Okay, fair enough.
On the double IPA scale, it could be higher than that, but I feel like it.
You don't want to bust this early, do you? When there are the
I
two
don't. But at the same time,
wing.
I enjoy talking about it, and there's a delightful complexity to tear apart, but I don't know that it has the wow factor.
Right, I'm left with the dryness.
The best thing I've ever had.
I'm left with the dryness, the piney bitterness at the end, this slightly acid, and like you say, it's coating my throat and my teeth. Oh yeah, I'm all over this.
We just polished off an 8% without blinking. That was nothing.
It's not as smooth as some of them, but I think that's because it's those big juicy hazy things are smooth as all hell, and that's so this is not one of those, but like you said, I don't mind that it's not one of those.
West Coast.
It's still smooth. Yeah, it's still got that malty smooth backbone, which it's lovely. It's really lovely, and I've got to leave a finger here. This.
Well, it's good. That'll be one to come back to. And I love how you've invented the one that's not an East Coast, it's not a West Coast, it's a prairie IPA. I think is.
I bet I didn't invent that.
I'm fairly certain
I didn't.
I'm fairly certain it was just us the night you came up with that, and I'm sticking to it every now and then. Where if it's an indescribable, it's either a West Coast or an East Coast. I'm now going to start pushing that on people. Call it
prairie IPA.
That's a prairie IPA. When you're not quite sure where you are, you're probably in the prairies.
Yeah, absolutely. To my eyes, it's getting darker quite quickly. But I've asked you that like last year when I was sat out about 100 yards that way, where we used to in the yard, and it seemed so dark outside, and yet on my phone, I'm looking at my phone thinking, it's like an optical illusion because my phone doesn't look dark on there at all. It's very strange. So I'll sit out here for as long as I can before I have to scourge around the dark.
is definitely lighter
Hmm.
in the background than my sky is out the
Then
window
your
here.
guy is-
There's
Yeah, yeah. We're closer to the equator here, in
oh,
Waterville
probably.
than you
Yeah,
are
you're
in.
like
Yeah.
half a degree to the south.
Or would it
Where
be further from the
say?
equator than you?
Ah,
If I
that
was
is.
going to have a lighter sky, it would be further from the equator, wouldn't it? Yes, it would be further north. I'd have a lighter sky this time of year.
Mm,
Carl Sagan would know.
yes. If it was at the same
I
time,
think so.
actually, also you are further west than me, so
This is true.
the sun is
This is
going
true.
down sooner for me. Eh,
I think it's going down sooner for me, actually.
But
These sort of 20 kilometers
I'm
would
just
make a difference.
judging by the color of your background and the color of my outdoor
Yeah,
skies, regardless.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
the 8.0 is starting to.
Already.
I'm
Yeah.
feeling warm. I'm starting to feel a little bit warm. I'm starting to feel like, ooh, yeah, a few more sips of that, and I shouldn't operate heavy machinery. So definitely a good idea to get into two more of these.
Mm.
Next up is it's a little different. I don't know why I feel this is a little different. It doesn't have the black banner on the bottom. This is a full can design. Propeller finally paying for the other 33% of design and going full can of Hyperdrive Double India Pale Ale, also coming in at 8%. Can't tell you why I decided to choose the Brig Barq. Probably just from its local valuations. But on the side and on most of its on the website and whatnot, it does say Propeller's Hyperdrive Double IPA launches you to a new galaxy of flavor.
Wow. Wow.
Subtle reference to their other beer, flagship Galaxy, whatnot. Notes of passion fruit, peach, and berries set the course, while a soft body and low bitterness keep the journey smooth and steady, lush, juicy, and built for takeoff.
Wow. This, hey, what was it? It was only 2 days since we had May the 4th. This has definitely got a new hope. So that scene where where the Millennium Falcon does that and goes and all the stars suddenly rush at your face. When I was 9 years old in the cinema and it did that thing, it was like the greatest thing I'd ever seen.
Yeah,
That's what's happening there, isn't it? On
yeah,
the front, on the
definitely
can.
that. And
Yeah,
Star Wars, because in Star Trek it's warp speed, but in Star Wars it was hyperdrive.
I know.
So
Hyperdrive.
they have the
And then they came
vernacular.
out
They
of
have the
Hyperdrive.
correct vocabulary.
Yeah, and they came out of hyperdrive directly into a meteor shower, didn't they? And they were
One
it
time,
was
yes.
bucketing this. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
One time, one
do you
time.
know what?
Okay,
No,
just
it wasn't a meteor shower when
wasn't
they
it?
came
What was
out.
it?
It was
Oh no, no,
bits
no! He said he thought it was. Hey, we're just coming to a meteor shower. It wasn't. It was
it was
it was the remnants
the
of the
remnants
explosion
of
of
was Alderaan?
the Alderaan. That's right, Alderaan, which was Princess Leia's home planet or something. Was it not? Was that sound right?
The one she was raised on, yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right, right. Yeah, that's what
No
happened there.
spoilers. No spoilers here.
1977 that came out. I think we're a bit past that. Yeah,
You found out their origins in the 1980 follow-up, The Empire Strikes Back. So blibbity blibbity blah. No, actually, you found out
I
Leia's
know.
origins in 1983.
But where were you? Did you watch it not knowing that Leia and Luke were brother and sister? Because they did share a bit of a sort of a kiss, did they not? Earlier.
They did. And
Yeah, yeah.
was it in New Hope or was it in
I think it
Empire?
was in. No, it's in The Empire Strikes Back.
I
They
think it
didn't
was.
kiss in
Yeah,
the
you're
first
right.
one.
Because
Yeah,
she was trying to make Han Solo jealous, and they didn't know anything yet.
yeah.
I honestly, I need to turn in my nerd cred card based on this information. My introduction to Star Wars and the Star Wars universe, I was a kid. I was 7 or so years old, and I was round at a friend's place. And this friend of mine, his parents got him the cool stuff. So he had an Atari. Whew. So you could
So did
play
I.
Battle City on the joystick. So we played that. And
And command.
one day we were playing a board game, or we were playing, I forget what we were playing, and they had, and this might not mean anything to you. Back in the day, this was long before HBO became a thing, but there was a channel here in the east coast of Canada called First Choice Super Channel.
Sounds great.
And it was essentially pay-per-view. I think you bought it as its own channel. When you added the cable packages, you were telling first cable package is like 15 channels, second cable channel is up to like 30 or so like that, and then there's I think it eventually morphed into something called the Movie Network or something like that. But originally it was First Choice Super Channel, and it showed movies. But not just movies. It didn't just show, not movies like you watched the edited for TV version of Terminator 2 on CTV, where it was a commercial break every 10 minutes. No. It would show you the full movie, unedited. Right. They're showing a movie on TV like it was in the theaters. There's no stopping. There's no editing. They don't beep out the naughty bits or anything like that. It's a movie channel. You're watching that thing. And they had this channel, and that was spiffy. If your household had First Choice Super Channel, you were like, whoa, that was top of the pops. So I was over, and we were playing, and it was Saturday afternoon. We had gone sledding or something, and we were just in having some hot chocolate. And up upon First Choice Super Channel was Return of the Jedi. Because this must have been about 84, 80, must have been about 84. So it had come out of the theaters. So as soon as it comes out of the theaters, then whoop, right over to the First Choice Super Channel. Yeah. Just, pay for you, whatnot. So it is straight out of the theaters. And I look over, and I'm a kid. My dad wasn't a big sci-fi nerd. So I've never seen Star Wars. I'd never seen Empire Strikes Back. And all of a sudden I'm looking at this thing and I'm like, what is with this strange sandy dungeon? And this dude's hopping around in a dungeon, and there's this enormous 8-foot, 20-foot tall beast. And then there's these juicy looking pig-faced guys running around. Yeah. Like, what am I watching? So I watched the dungeon scene with the Rancor.
The Rancor. Yeah, the Rancor and the pigs with the
out of the side of my eye, just kind of I'm trying to play GI Joes here, man. What is on the television? I'm just over playing at a friend's house, and to this day, when I watch the beginning scene, the Rancor fight scene, and then the pigs come in, I immediately feel like a frightened child. I go right back to this core memory of what is on television. Is this appropriate? I feel kind of frightened by this. I was a really uptight kid. I didn't really know anything about what was going on. And so my introduction to Star Wars and to sci-fi in general was completely contextual as Return of the Jedi intro, where Luke Skywalker shows up and he's strangling people, and there's Jabba the Hutt. I'm like, what is going on? This woman's got a golden bikini. Why are there robots just standing around? Like, what? I don't have any idea what's happening.
Well. While we're pouring Hyperdrive, Star Wars was. I went through my sexual awakening with Star Wars. I don't want to get too deep into that, obviously, because you're going to drink. I don't want you to be sick during it. But of course, I was 9. I was 9 when I went to see A New Hope, and Leia was my first crush. I mean, seriously, I left that theater, and I absolutely adored Princess Leia. And by the time I was 12 and I'm watching The Empire Strikes Back, and puberty was in there, she was just oh my God. I mean, this was unreal. And by the time she's in a bikini, when I'm 15, in Jabba the Hutt's dungeon, stirrings, there were too many stirrings. It was too complicated by then. I had a big thing for Princess Leia. Right with the way from 9 to 15. In fact, funny enough, we were watching only 2 or 3 nights ago, Rebecca and me. We were watching the Blues Brothers. And I don't know when the last time you saw that movie. It's come from 1980, of course. Yeah, well, it was the same year as The Empire Strikes Back, so it was that 1980 period. And in it, she's playing John Belushi's crazed jilted ex.
What?
He left her at the. Absolutely, she's the one that keeps trying to kill him all the way through the movie, and it's so funny. I mean, she's wonderful. She plays it so deadpan.
Every time I watch the Blues Brothers, I have never sat down and said, "Right, let's watch the Blues Brothers." It's always just on. So usually, I think I've watched the last 20 minutes of that movie at least 6 times, and I am unsure if I've ever seen the beginning of it. But
it's a joy. The whole movie is an absolute. I mean, the music, of course, is to die for. It's all 60s and 70s soul. It is amazing. So that's. I'm going to use the slam dunk the term for the second time tonight. Oh. So musical wise, it's right in there. But the comedy is great. I mean, you're tapping your feet all the way through it. It's a joy, and I could watch that over and over again. And the amount of cameos that come up in it, it's really good fun.
In it, yeah.
Picking the absolutely. No, watch it again, but you have to watch it from start to finish. You'll have fun with it, mate. I
think I was too young for a Carrie Fisher sexual awakening. Yeah. I think I was too young.
Okay.
Where I was sort of looking over, and even girl in a golden bikini, that's just silliness. But years and years later, and unfortunately, the timing was just so.
You just missed it.
It was that mine happened where you got. Carrie Fisher in Star Wars: A New Hope. I got The Little Mermaid.
I think I really definitely drew the long straw there. If you got The Little Mermaid,
I did.
I feel sorry for you. Sorry about that, man.
And perhaps that explains a lot about my personality. That the first attractive, or the first females I was attracted to on the screen were animated.
Yeah, that's weird.
Judy Jetson.
Weird. Oh, yeah.
Judy Gadget Jetson. From the Rescue Rangers.
What about Betty Rubble in the Flintstones?
Less so. No.
Less so. Everyone had a thing for Jessica Rabbit in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh, yes. Oh, okay. Yep. Yeah. That was okay. That was a thing.
Yeah.
But and so that was it. And then so there was other things, and luckily, apparently producers were looking forward to that, and they were sort of saying, hey, everyone's sexually attracted to these animated things, so let's do some more animated pictures and whatnot. So there was a lot of that. And what's the line from Jessica Rabbit for Who Framed? I'm not bad. I'm just drawn that way.
That's right. Is it hazy?
It is
hazy, doesn't it?
Thick. She mad tick. Look at that. That looks like a triple right there. That is super thick, and it reminds me of the galaxy. It smells like the galaxy. I
smell it.
If you put this next to a galaxy, I'm not sure I could tell the difference because the galaxy is 6 or 7.
Galaxy. That's many people's favorites, isn't it? Galaxy is so popular.
Well,
I like it.
It's the only one that I can get at a place that only serves, terrible beer.
Yeah.
If I'm somewhere that you can't get anything, I'm like, oh, please tell. And I see the little propeller sign, and is that for a Galaxy? Could I just have that, please? Not my favorite, but it's the best one that you can get in a place that's not serving that much craft anything.
This looks like a frothy orange juice, fresh orange juice, doesn't it?
All right.
It looks even better in the failing light. Cheers.
Cheers.
By the way, it smells incredible. Hyperdrive. Oh, you said you're trying to remember what double IPAs taste like or whatever. You want a distinctive one. That's it. I've got that. Yes, it is.
This is
very, very smooth. Slightly boozy, just a tiny little bit boozy, but not crazy. Very and easily drinkable still.
Oh yes, very very smooth. Very this is a Propeller Galaxy that's theoretically 8%, whereas a Galaxy is normally 6.5%. So this is just punched up a bit. And they even mentioned the word galaxy in the description of the can, and it looks just like it. It tastes just like it, and it's delicious. I like it. It's tasty. It's strong.
It's still saying beer. It's still saying beer without being a fruit juice to me.
Yeah.
And some of the triples can get that way. I'm like, okay, this is just a alcoholic fruit juice. This is what it tastes like now. An alcoholic pineapple and guava and mango juice. And don't get me wrong, I'm all over that. But it's still, but this is still saying I'm a beer.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about the Brig Barq, that it's still reminding me that that it's still a beer. It's not a fruit juice. And I don't necessarily, even though I do love the big tropical affairs, I still want it to be a beer, Ross. I don't want it to be a fruit juice. And even though this looks like it, looks like a frothy orange juice, it's still a beer.
Okay, but if you had scales and a beer on one side and this on the other side, and it was kind of balancing, and it was saying over here is beer, but over here is fruit juice. It's tilting the scales in the fruit juice direction. Where you don't
not enough for me.
If someone just put this down next to it, boom, here, drink this. And you're just, what is it? And if you were, say, I don't know, a tried and true Budweiser drinker, you'd pick this up and sort of, why have you given me a vodka orange? What is this? This is a sea breeze with some pulp. What is?
Are you getting? Oh, it's pulpy. Actually, you're quite right. Are you getting orange though? Even though it looks like it, are you getting orange from it?
No, I just mean if I were a, what's a nice way of saying feckless dullard? Is there a nice way to say that?
Feckless. What's a nice way to call someone a feckless dullard?
Yeah.
I don't know if there is a right way. Do you know what? Do you know what? Do you get just the slightest hint of? Hang on, wait for it. Coconut.
I wish.
Almost. The further I go down it, it's almost like when the Malibu, the white Malibu.
Mm-hmm.
There is just that. I'm getting didn't mention it on the can, but I am getting just a tiny bit of coconut. I'm not mistaken.
Not myself, but because this was going back to your statement of I want to have a beer, not a fruit juice, so this still tastes like a beer to me. But my point was, if you were a intellectually stunted Budweiser drinker, and someone just blindly put this in front of you and you drank it, would it, without you saying that's a beer, would the Budweiser drinker drink this and say, oh, well, that's definitely beer? I feel like a tried and true Coors Light Budweiser Silver Bullet drink would pick this up and say, I have no idea what this is.
Right.
I don't know what I'm drinking right now. This is one of them girly cocktails, isn't it?
Rebecca's trying it now. She just took a swig of it.
Tell me it's not a Galaxy.
Yeah.
You think it's a bit Galaxy-ish? Yes, you should get a glass. She's going to get a glass. This is serious.
Galaxy. This is, and see, here's where my advantage comes in, because I've been going to a little after whatnots and doing the theater thing, and you go to the establishments that are not the very, I don't want to say classy, but exclusive craft beer establishments. And what is on is you got your Black Horse. No, wait, is it Black Horse one? You got your Budweiser, you got your Ricards, and you've got a Propeller Galaxy. So I'm always like, just give me the Galaxy and shut up. I don't want your fine company nonsense. I want anything else. So I've had the short story is I've had a number of Propeller Galaxies in the last few weeks, and this is it's a tasty, delightful Propeller Galaxy, and I enjoy it. It's much hazier. It's much juicier than the other one, where I was appreciating the Brig Barq for the complexity, but this is way juicier.
A little weedy.
A little weedy. You think it's weedy? Yeah. I thought it was a tiny little bit boozy at first. So weedy, but a little higher on the alcohol scale then. So a little higher. Yeah. And it's a world away from the first one we had, a world away. I like them both. By the way, you brought out that huge 2-pint mug that I stole in Germany. I'm sorry. I just said I stole it. No, I'm going to come clean.
Well, they're not going to launch Interpol and like expatriate you back to Germany to face charges or anything like that. So you can say what you want.
No, I left Germany in 2001. If they haven't got me after a quarter of a decade, they're not going to get me now.
That's
it was
exactly the amount of time that it takes.
Is it 25 years? Is that
Oh
what the
yes,
cutoff is?
petty glass theft is exactly 25 years.
Yeah, I left 8 days after 9/11. That puts you right in the ballpark of when this happened. A friend of mine, Neil Smith, I love that guy. He introduced me to thieving from pubs. That's not the only thing. That sounds awful. It's like he was put on this planet to teach me how to steal. No, because these 2-pinters in Germany. By the way, this is the regular glass I've got next to it. Yeah, these are big. The German ones are big. He used to put his hand inside the fist inside the glass like this. Okay, on cold winter days down in downtown Mönchengladbach. So he used to finish his beer and then sort of he had a long overcoat, so therefore you could kind of pull the cuff of your overcoat over your hand and then kind of stick your hand in there like that and just walk out with a mug sort of tucked up the sleeve of your overcoat, and no one would know. You could do that with both hands, walking out with a sort of a big mug. You can't do that with one of those, mate. Don't even try it. No, you can't. And that's what I did with it. So this is a proper German. Oh, you can do it with one of those.
I can do it with the North.
Totally could. Yeah, you totally could. Totally the old British ones. And oh, this is how beer should be, by the way, in 2-pint mugs. Although it's not good for your sort of tendonitis in your elbows trying to hold a beer up like that.
Use both hands. Don't be too proud. You can have both hands.
All right then.
Getting the
I didn't mark either of these.
Yeah.
You gave me a solid 8.5 for the first one, did you not?
I bumped it up to 8-9 because I really enjoyed what they were doing, and I'm having a really hard time with this one. If it deserves a better mark than the Brig Barq, because I don't think the Hyperdrive tastes or acts like a double IPA.
You think it's indistinct? Slightly null, slightly just meh.
No, it's so much like the Galaxy.
Yes.
That I think the alcohol percentage, I think this is a mistaken batch. That's what I think. It's honestly what I think. I think they were making the Galaxy, and someone, they left it in too long. Someone got the quotient wrong on the sugar, the pitching sugar at the tail end, and all of a sudden it came out. And they're like, "Holy crap! We have made Moonshine Galaxy." They're like, "Well, we can't call it Moonshine Galaxy. What do you want to call it?" And one dude who got pretty hot for Carrie Fisher way back in the day says, I got a little bit of an idea. Why don't we call it the Hyperdrive? And then we could even mention Galaxy on that, and no one will notice. Johnson, you're a genius.
I'm 9. I'm 9% for the Brig Barq. I'm also 9%. I'm 9%. This is what happens when I had two pints of 8%. I am 9. I'm 90%. I'm 9 out of 10 for both of these so far. I'm a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
They are very different brews. Very different brews, aren't they?
But enjoyability as a double IPA, I think you're right. I think you're very on the nose. You are spot on. My numbers are a little different, but I think you're right.
Yeah. Very different brews, but really good booze, both of them so far. And we've got a 9er coming up next as well, which is so exciting because it gives me the opportunity to drag out my North Brewing. I know you've got all the glasses because you're collecting them all. You've got, how many have you got now? Oh, you're counting them.
Well, long story short, I had to move them.
Oh, okay. So you can see them; they're in the area.
But I had to put some of my gifted ones in there, like the Science of Beer. I've got a couple of Science of Beer ones, and I have an extra sea level one because I went up to a thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's 8 by 40 between 40 and 50?
Wow, are they all from Nova Scotia craft brewing companies?
Heck yes. Now, the
40
thing
or 50
is,
of them. That's impressive.
do I I'm not sure that I've got a new Burnside one, and I don't know that I've got a Spindrift one, but I've got two Toller glasses that you get. You used to get them from like getting
Yeah,
a case of beer. So I have a
yeah.
few of those.
Are
Only
they shaped like a can?
yes, I've got
Yes.
a Toller glass shaped like a can. That is my pride and
Yeah.
joy. I'm so happy with that one. And I've got
Yeah.
my Sac Vegas Brew Company one in there of
Yeah. Eight
Sac Vegas Brew
855.
833 Sackville Drive down at Tapestry Beer Bar.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm honestly, and here's the depressing part: is the slow collection of breweries that have gone out of business, that have closed up.
Mhm.
Brightwood, Off Track, Firkenstein. I've got some that I can not really
Use it with the correct can anymore.
Spiritual enjoyment is lacking.
Yeah. I like that.
I think
And of course, Rob and Candice, they've probably got 20 or 30 growlers
I
that,
need to check
that are no
back
longer.
in with them because what if I wonder if the glass collection is doing a bit better than their growler
Wow.
collection.
Yeah.
I also need to we inherited. I don't know if I ever told you about this, but when we bought the house, empty house, we moved in. I opened up the beer cell, the nice cold room back there, and guess what was in the cold room?
Something cold.
Yes,
Okay.
a bunch of growlers.
Oh, you're not the first person to use that cool room as a beer store, or no? Clearly
Apparently
not.
not.
No, good idea.
Bunch of sea level bottles, bunch of Bulwark, bunch of Patty's growlers in there, and I'm like, okay, yeah. At least I.
Well, of course. Well, I dashed downstairs when we took our house over in December, and I disappeared down to the basement to take all my beers down there, and it was cold down there in the basement because it's just like straight on sand and stuff. And I thought, great, this is going to be awesome for a cold room. Weirdly, well, it's about the same temperature down there now as it is up here. No, that's not true. But the other day it was about 15 down up here, and it was about 15 in the basement as well. So it doesn't work great as a cold room. I'm finding out, and I'm when it gets to sort of 30 degrees outside in July, and I've still got all my beer down there in the basement. I'm hoping it's going to keep it cooler without having to go and get a fridge. But I'll find out. I'll find out fairly soon.
I've got a little. I used to have like a little magnetic. Well, just a quick little thermometer.
Yep.
I've got it in the room there, and it wanders between about 2 degrees, and I think it's maxed out at 10.
Oh,
on a
really?
hot
How is
summer.
that possible? How is that possible?
Okay, you know the concrete step that leads into my front door that we don't use?
Yeah.
It's literally under that. It's in a concrete castle
right.
of undergroundedness. It is kind of a root cellar, except I put my roots elsewhere.
Is it called a safe room or something? You know, where Jodie Foster would hide with her kid. What was that called? Where you can just, if you're being attacked in your house, you can go into the. Is it a safe room? Right.
Jodie Foster. When you are prepared to go to your safe room, what kind of state of emotion are you in? Are you thinking of perhaps? Are you in a starts with a P?
Panic? Is it Panic Room?
Panic
Room is the name of the room. It's a Panic Room, right? That was the name of the room. And down there, then in your Panic Room, clearly you have thrown all your beer in your Panic Room, so that if you are attacked. If you, Wesley and Brittany, are attacked, you can retreat to your Panic Room and get hammered in there.
Well,
and
two
by the
of
time
us legally, yes.
It's your own house. Wesley can drink in your own house. I did when I was 8. I'm sure.
You know, okay. Here's a story that I definitely. Okay, we're moving on, and I will tell you this story while we let some froth happen.
Okay.
The Niner. Look at this. Look at this glorious, ridiculous, funky, neon, metallic, reflective can from North Brewing, one of our favorites, the Niner. from North
It's got
Brewing.
the Dishoom kind of hippie can thing going on,
It does
doesn't
a
it?
bit. And
Yeah.
what does it say on the side of the can? It says huge, citrusy, smooth. That's
Yeah.
all you get from the can. Would you like to know what I got from Instagram?
Instagram?
Yep.
For, yeah, I would, because
This
I
is
know
this is
nothing.
where they put beer descriptions. Most of the beer descriptions are on Instagram.
Oh, I
Ahem.
see.
North Brewing, Niner Double IPA. We have a big, bold new beer in the fridge. Introducing Niner Dippa. Niner was brewed with a simple malt bill of barley and wheat and a plethora of hops and water of yeast, of course. For this beer, we've tried to achieve a slightly modern take on a West Coast double IPA. We wanted the body to be drinkable despite the high ABV and avoid the cloying sweetness / caramel flavors commonly associated with the style, while bringing in some more modern hop aromatics.
Wow, there's a lot. They've said a lot there, haven't
Yep. Do you
they?
need
They've
to
said a lot.
unpack that? I can continue. There's more.
The bit that surprised me is the word caramel.
I love that they use the word cloying. You're the only person I've ever heard use the word cloying to describe beer before.
Okay, stickiness, yes, but I don't. But I've never associated IPAs with caramel. They're all the reds and the browns and
Avoiding
some of the
the
stouts.
cloying caramel flavors commonly associated with the style of double IPAs. They hate balanced double IPA. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so it continues. It continues. It was hopped throughout the boil, whirlpool, and dry hop with Columbus, Centennial, Amarillo, Sultana, and Simcoe hops, again blending some classics with some newer varieties. In the glass, the beer pours a clear copper.
Clear.
And I've got a clear copper. That's
So do I.
The aroma is tropical fruit, peach, raspberry fruit leather, and
Getting
cotton
stoned.
candy, and a hint of almond Danish.
Jeepers.
What?
Wow, that's all in there, is it?
It is. It keeps going. This is just the forever description. Mouthfeel is full and round up front with hop resin balanced bitterness in the middle with a crisp off-dry finish. The malt and hop aromas translate into flavors of stone fruit, honey, and biscuits, refreshing and hides the 9% well.
Okay. The only thing that was where my brain was going ding 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 was stone fruit, because that's what I got when I was putting my nose in it. All the other stuff, all those other wonderful words, they were eating the thesaurus and spewing out words that I've never heard of. The only thing I was getting from this was stone fruit. And finally, it was mentioned.
Is this why they limit themselves to only 3 words on the can? Because they know that they're going to wax poetic on Instagram, and they're just, oh, if you let us write stuff on the can, we're just going to go on for hours and hours.
Yeah, I think AI had a hand in that one.
Oh,
they just said, just IPA, beer, and then press send. And all this shite comes out.
I would never accuse that. That is such a tight description. No, I would never accuse that of AI. That's well done.
Okay.
The problem is I have to scroll up and down just to read that.
Yeah.
Just to find out what's going on. So, modern take West Coast double IPA. Okay. Avoiding cloying sweetness. And yeah, if you're going West Coast, then you want to bringing in modern hop aromatics. Tells you about all the hops. The glass pours. Aroma is tropical fruit and cotton candy and a hint of almond Danish. I don't know what's going on there.
I don't know. Do they mean
Mouthfeel is full.
an almond Danish pastry? Is that what that's supposed to mean? An almond Danish?
Sure.
Because yeah. We'll go with that. I don't know, Ross, what any of that means.
They go into a lot of detail, but they don't go into enough detail. Malt and hop aromas translate flavors of stone fruit, honey, and biscuits.
I'm getting some maltiness just from the smell alone. I'm also getting some stone fruit. It is clear. It's got more of a westy, less of a haziness going thing to look at it. I know. It looks amazing.
9% clear.
Gold. Yeah.
Outstanding.
Yeah, it looks amazing. And just like the other one, what's the other one called?
It's pitch
Propeller.
black out my window, but your background looks like a werewolf movie. So well done.
Just like Propeller, North Brewing know a thing or two about beers as well. They have been one of my favorite craft brewing establishments.
I'm so sad that when you talk about the big breweries of HRM, Nine Locks, Garrison, and Propeller come up, and I always think, honestly, guys, if y'all could do what North Brewing's doing, we'd be so much better off. Because North, they bring such interesting things to the table, and I love trying their beers more often than not. And I've got a business card for them around here somewhere, and I have tried to contact them, but I think it's a big company. They don't want to talk to us. Whatever.
I'd love to speak to them. Cheers.
Cheers indeed.
That is the creamiest beer I think I've had for a long time. Oh my God. But it's a 9%. And it tastes like it's nowhere near it. That is so dangerous. That's not giving me 9% vibes at all.
I don't know how to put this, but the IPA flavor.
It's totally gone. It's so balanced. It's not.
It is, but the thing is that there's something about it that where the hop and the malt and everything
cancel themselves out.
Hop resin mixed with bitterness in the middle, crisp off dry finish, malt and hop aromas, flavors of stone. Not quite getting the stone fruit, honey and biscuits. I'm not quite there. But I
am getting honey. There is a sweetness to it. Biscuits, I don't know. I mean, biscuits to me is different from biscuits to you anyway.
Yeah, I know.
But I am getting a sweetness of honey, but there's no hop. It's almost completely disappeared. They mentioned 5 hops in there, did they not? And there's a maltiness. Right. It's sweet. And that's probably where the honey is. It's so creamy. The mouthfeel is like, it's like I've sprayed shaving foam into my mouth. It's the creamiest beer I've had it in a long, long time. And yet it's not at all. It doesn't taste alcoholic. You know when the first time you ever had a cream ale, and obviously the name is completely misleading. When you first tasted a cream ale, you expected it to be this huge, creamy, like a latherous soap bar that was going in your mouth. Oh, I've just got my first June bug that smashed into the wood next to me. Yeah, that's a bit early.
It's the 6th of May. Tell it to go away. Tell it to go back in the door.
If that wasn't a June bug, I don't know. Maybe it was a big beetle. It's so and I was expecting it to be like that with a cream ale,
like
and
Paul
it never
or
was.
George, how big a beetle?
Well, Paul's the biggest beetle.
Paul is the tallest beetle.
Well, he's the biggest.
Oh, he's the biggest, as in the most established.
Ooh, touche. I was going for tallest, and I couldn't remember if Paul was taller than George.
This is the stronger by another % than the other two. Tell me that it tastes like it.
Is poor Rebecca just sitting there listening to us wax poetic and drunkenly about every single one of these?
Oh.
No, she isn't. She's popping out.
I'm hoping you're at least popping in and out.
What do you think of that?
John,
I like
John,
the other one better.
Do
they
you
were-
think it's because it's not as flavoursome? That doesn't need it doesn't have a flavour profile that
I
either of
think
the
it's
other
very
two does.
flavorful,
Do
but
you?
yeah, it's
I
just
knew Ringo was the
it's not-
shortest, but I didn't think that John was as tall as Paul and George, but they all were 5'11", so there you go.
Did you just look that up? I don't think it's as flavoursome
Yes.
as the other two, yet it's smoother than the other two. Way too easy to drink. It's 9%. This is dangerous.
I think it's
It's called
as
90?
flavorsome as the Brig Barq.
You think it is?
Yep.
There's only one way to tell because thankfully I left some. Did
Yes,
you?
we did. Ooh,
Oh,
yes.
good man.
very
You
flavorful.
think it's flavorful?
But
I
I prefer the propeller.
Right. I don't think it's just as distinctive as the other two. That's not to say I'm not going to enjoy this.
There's a sweetness.
There is a sweetness,
Oh,
and I believe that.
interesting.
And they mentioned honey and biscuits.
Yes,
I think the
yes.
honey is what I'm getting
Yeah.
off of this.
Yeah.
The
See-
mouthfeel is so creamy. It's ridiculously creamy.
Yeah.
And
Smooth.
there's a
this
bit
is
of-
the difficult thing where biscuit means something completely different over here. Because
Yeah, it does.
biscuit is basically cookie. There's no word. Is cookie even a word in the UK? There's no cookie, is there?
well,
We've
yeah,
had this
chocolate
discussion.
chips
Yeah, we've had this discussion. You can get chocolate chip cookies there, and a chocolate chip cookie is a thing on its own. It's a moist thing with chocolate chips in it. For some reason, when we have chocolate chips
what?
in our biscuits, your mum would know this. We immediately change the word to a chocolate chip cookie in the same way as you do. If you got a plate of chipped potatoes, you would call them fries.
Stop.
Stick a fish
Wait.
in.
What is a chipped potato?
If you when you go to McDonald's, you get French fries, don't you?
Yeah.
They are chipped potatoes and fried, right? When you stick a fish with it, you immediately call it fish and chips. That's your fault. That's a North
Oh, it's
Americanism.
totally our
And-
fault. Yes.
Oh, totally your fault. You don't call them fish and fries. You call
No.
them then fish and chips.
Fish and chips.
Right. Well,
but that
right,
doesn't
that's the-
cause us to open up a bag of Lay's and saying that we're having a bag of crisps.
that's a different thing entirely. So just you asked me about the cookie thing.
I did.
For some reason, we call everything biscuits, whether they're all kinds of biscuits, bourbon biscuits, all the other ones. I can't think of any more than that at this point. However, when you put a chocolate chips into a moist biscuit, you call them cookies. Don't ask me why. It's just how it is.
All right.
Can you hear the peepers in my background?
I don't know why I leaned forward because I have my headphones in my ears, but with my
Isn't
imagination,
that-
yes, but actually, no. No, I cannot hear any peepers. We've got a
When
big
did you hear
field
the peepers?
across from us, and the peepers are going
Oh.
crazy. And the strangest thing, it was today. Where the hell was I today? Where I was just standing around, and just where I was standing, I was just sort of standing in a normal place, and I just looked across, and there was this field. And all right, we took our son, so our 3-year-old, we wandered around Henniger's. You know, they got the little playground. And
Yeah, the
whatnot
little
there.
ducks.
And
ducks.
They've updated, no animals yet, but they've updated the playground a bit. There's a sand pit to play in. And I'm standing there, and he wants to go have a look at the lake and stuff. And there's a couple of ducks on the lake, like 5. There is so single-digit numbers of ducks in the lakes.
Mm.
And up on the hill at Henniger's, I can hear this fan doing that industrial sounds, squeaking noise of a fan going wee 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 wee. I'm like, okay, I thought it was peepers, but it's just that fan going off. And then, I mean, it was only still like 4 or 5 p.m. The lake, the little pond there. All of a sudden, the peepers are like, oh crap! Boys,
Hurry!
Hey, we gotta get the chorus together. This fan up there is shaming us to the hills. So okay, quick with the peeping now, and the peepers on the pond had to compete with this squeaking
Yeah.
industrial fan on their greenhouses up the hill. I was deeply enjoying that, but it was weeks ago. It was two-ish weeks ago where I think we were both sending messages to each other. Peepers, all caps. We're like, I hear them. It's the first one. We're finally done with all this cold, stupid weather, and now we can get into shaming ourselves for not gardening properly.
I know, which is why I'm out here in May. Now, it's never usually. I mean, I love to get out on the deck, of course, and this year, of course, you can come to my deck. We can share each other's decks for an evening. That sounds weird. We could, and if you were if you were a New Zealander, that would sound even weirder. It's just the pronunciation. But no, I shall come to you, and you will come to me, and we will sit on each other's decks and drink beer, and it will be fun. But this is the earliest I've ever sat on outside al fresco and done a podcast with you, and it's been 5 years. I've never done one in May, I don't think.
No.
In the outside. Am I wrong? Oh, please do your research. That's your homework for the next week, to find out where. Because I don't have them all.
In what free time am I going to look up all this? I don't even know.
I can't believe I said that. You've got a family. I don't have young children anymore. But you do have some free time. You've got between 9 and 9:05. Most evenings.
Which is when we record this podcast, by the way. This 5-minute podcast that only occasionally runs over at 90-ish minutes.
And I'm really pleased that weirdly, I mean, it's pitch black now. It is pitch black out there. But for both I'm still lit up, which means I'm still lit up just because I have a light under my patio deck. You will see this.
The light looks pretty impressive, honestly. Oh, I forgot to switch.
Yeah, it's not bad.
To North Brewing, but I'm not sure that I can actually make that work right now. That's
Ross. This is so difficult. I can't score this. No, that's a lie. I can't. It's not that I can't score it. It's very difficult to score for me. Of course, it's great because it's a North Brewing beer, and there have been very, very few that I haven't absolutely loved. It's not as distinctive as the other two. It's actually getting a little more bitter the further I go down the glass. I'm 2/3 of the way through the glass now, and it's starting to have some backbone that it didn't have at the top of the can. It was ridiculously easy to drink at the top of the can. So maybe some of the it's clearly filtered because there's nothing going on at the bottom. I can't see anything.
So clear. It's so clear.
It is. Yeah.
For a 9% double IPA, that's very clear. And for a while, a lot of double IPAs were clear. They were trying to go with that clear, filtered look. Yeah. But if you look at both, the Brig Barq is still kind of hazy, and the Propeller is just freaking juice.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
But
it's a tough one. It's a toughie because I know this is a great beer, but it's not. It's just I don't know what it is.
If you are a lover of double IPAs, what would you think of it? That's all I'm saying.
I want a beer to be a little more distinctive to this. You know, if there is a beer that some beers I've hated, and I can think of 3 or 4 off right now where we've gone, what the fuck is this? Yeah. It's so weird, and yet I had to applaud them because they were so original and distinctive and slightly and just plain weird. And they were beer, and I was like, thank you, because I don't love this, but it's not like everything else, and I had to give it, and I had to score it, and I had to just admire it because of that. This is not the most distinctive double IPA I've had. It's really good, and I could easily have another one, but I just think it's a bit meh. And that's North Brewing I'm saying that about. And so It's totally great. It's totally great. I really, really, I think it's a great beer, but it's just doesn't. It lacks the originality and the distinctiveness of the other two.
Can I remind you of their first sentence?
Okay.
We've tried to achieve a slightly modern take on the West Coast Double IPA. Did they do that?
Let me take another swig.
Because I'm not sure how much it modernized it, but I think it Westied it. It West Coasted it.
It's smoother than a West Coast IPA is. And I think, and the experience we've both had is that double IPAs tend to up the ante with the malt, which tends to smooth things out a little bit. It drops that hoppiness and that dryness and that bitterness and that acidity that some of the single IPAs have,
yeah,
which have put us off in the past. We know that. So it's a maltier, smoother, rounder, and a whole. It's just an easier drink as a result of it. If you're going to drink a West Coast IPA though, and you're a lover of piney IPAs, you might think, well, that's what I love about West Coast IPAs, that it has all those things. Whereas this, it's kind of dialed it all back, and as a result, the hop heads are probably going to say, I don't know, it's a bit boring. Although it's 9% and it's still really easy to drink.
As opposed to a Prairie IPA, which is the midpoint, this is an East Coast version of a West Coast IPA.
But it doesn't have the tropical haziness of an East Coast IPA. Therefore,
because it's trying to be very West Coast.
But also, they brought in caramel, and that's just plain weird to me. I don't associate
said the word
anything.
Caramel. I get no caramel out of this whatsoever, though. I mean, it was
but
mentioned,
they took it away.
But
yeah,
I don't think so.
I like it, Ross. Listen, if there was no other beers in that pub, and if I walked into a pub and they said, "This is our craft brewing offering for this evening," I'd be all over it. I'd be like, "Oh, this is great," because this is really amazing, great beer, but I wouldn't be excited by it.
In true, completely ridiculous fashion, I've scored it my highest for a double IPA.
Okay.
But my personal favorite is the Hyperdrive, which I've scored the lowest. Because it's not doing what a double IPA should deliver. It's just a strong galaxy. And I'm like, cha-ching, bring it on. Brig Barq is this delightful complexity of an 8.9. You get a 9. Honestly, the Niner from North, I'm giving it a 9.1 because it's doing what it's saying, and it's getting in there. And I it's not my favorite, but double IPA, I think it's pushing the envelope.
Okay, I get it. I totally understand that. You are, again,
I'm trying to be as objective as possible, but I am 8 and above percents to the wind.
But you're keeping it in the double IPA ballpark, and that's what you're doing.
This is what it needs to be. Yeah, because if anything, and I feel it, did I embarrass myself in front of God, who were we talking to? We finally managed to talk to Steve from Sober Island the other week, and I was trying to, I did successfully explain. The point is, if every beer drinker in the province listened to us on a weekly basis, that's where my mind's at. That's it. That's where my mind's at. If everyone tuned in, they don't, P.S., but if they did, they would hear the Brig Barq is complex and interesting for a double IPA. the Hyperdrive is just a bumped up galaxy that someone made a mathematical mistake on, and it is delicious if you love the galaxy. But the North is really doing it for getting a really good double IPA in there. And it's the objectivity that both drives me and it makes it really difficult to do.
I know it really does. We've only got one double IPA left in the basement, so we're going to have to find another one for now.
But they keep making more, so it's fine.
I've stuck my nose straight into the first one again, the Brig Barq, and it tastes like toilet cleaner with pine in it. That's what it tastes like, because I was so used to then the North, which is quite different. And by the way, it's very malty, the North. I've just put my nose in it again. It's so sweet. So I'm going back to the Brig Barq, which is, to me, hang on. I love it. I really love it. I'm still sticking with a 9, and it's right in the middle. It's crossing to it's right in
Where do you
in
land
the
on the North, though? That's the important thing.
Okay, well, bear with me.
Because you're
I'm
crossing
picking up
streams here. You're a Ghostbusters
I
movie.
know,
Like the last act.
If you could only hear those peepers, it's crazy. I know you can't. It's so amazing.
I'll go outside and hear my own. There's plenty of peepers. It's delightful. It's that time of year. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
It is. It is, Ross. It is. This is my favorite time of the entire year. Early May blows it out of every other time of the year.
Winter has transitioned into awkward spring, and awkward spring has finally led to true spring.
Yes.
True spring is the best season.
Early May, those first 2 weeks in May, where the promise, and finally you do get warm days, and the cold is only a brief thing, and the green is coming through. By the way, the green is coming through a little later than before. I noticed the trees are a bit retarded. Can I say that word? I mean it in its purest sense.
It is
a bit retarded in their production.
There has been a latency to the buds and the leaves. Yeah,
do we not all think that's because of the drought that we had in August and sort of whatever?
If you listen to any of the reports saying that we got enough snow to melt through, that any of last year's drought has already been negated.
Has it? Okay. Well, anyway, it does seem a bit slow in this time. No, they're both 9s. They're both 9s. I love them both. I'm going back to the North. Yeah. We the North. We the North.
If we had a brewery, we had such funny names for our beers.
It's so good, Ross. It's so good.
Oh, the Hyperdrive is so good, though.
I know. I'm going to be.
What do you like?
Really. I'm going to be like a politician.
Are you giving another 9.0 to the North? You are.
Am I allowed to do that?
I mean, here's the thing that you're finally coming around to my think of thinking. They are all perfectly, generously excellent depictions of what they are bringing to the double IPA table.
But they're all very different versions of the double IPA.
Different. And that's why we talk for an hour, an hour 15 and change, about it. because it's not just that you have to know this one's good, but you have to know why it's good. You have to know that this one it's good in a slightly different way. You have to be informed. Damn it, listen to our stupid podcast where we are incredibly inebriated at this time of night. But we get there. We get to describing what's going on in each of these, and I don't know. I feel it's valuable.
When's our next double IPA night? I can't wait.
It's probably gonna be in a little while because we need to have one that matches that other one that we didn't do because we didn't have 4 double IPAs tonight.
I'm not a Facebook person these days. I've kind of left it. I know, but I go onto the groups and I am on the maritime craft brewing thing, and whatever, and you upload yours to the groups. And I said earlier on, I said it tongue in cheek. Todd Beale said, "Oh, I love me a double IPA," and I couldn't help myself, and I said, "What did I say?" I can't remember.
You basically heart emojied that. I think that was.
And I said, "Yeah," and I couldn't wait. I said, "This could be one of the greatest evenings of my entire life because I really do love double. I mean, I know I slightly went over it. I mean, I've had 3 children. I'm compartmentalizing. I was talking about beers, and I was really excited that there could be something really good in the offing this evening. You know, when you go into an evening and you're like, oh, we're drinking pale ales this evening. Oh, great! Ross and we're drinking Kolsch's, and we're like, we'll get. We're not expecting much, but sometimes we're surprised, genuinely sort of pleasantly surprised that we come out the other side and say, it wasn't a bad lager evening. Actually, it was all right that. But I was really thinking double IPA evenings and this love I now have for all things IPA and double IPAs. I thought, and these people, Brig Barq, Propeller, and North Brewing, I thought they're not going to let me down, are they? I'm really
glad they didn't.
They really, really didn't.
I'm not often one to be pessimistic about it, and tonight was not a pessimistic night. I am happy to see everybody here. That's
great evening. Great evening. Ross, I'm out of here. Good night.
He's leaving his phone out there to get bitten at by black flies. We are here every Wednesday. I gotta say that right. In the month of February, but that's the only one that you have to pronounce correctly. So we're here every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. You can check out our YouTube page, youtube.com/@drinknsdry. You can find our podcast in all of the podcasty places. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok. I update things every now and then. There's a Facebook group or whatnot, the Maritime Craft Brew. Oh my God, I can't remember it at all. But again, here every week with Drink NS Dry. Look up Drink NS Dry as best you can. But thank you for Ian especially, and for North Brewing, Propeller Brewing, and Brig Barq for making the double IPAs that we did taste tonight. And we'll see you again next week. Good night.